I had fish tanks at home. White clouds were in them. And I found out what happened. All at once they're telling you, stay home. Quarantine yourself. It could be catchy. Is it though? I'll tell you what happened to me. I was homeless for 4 months. The time I was homeless and the time I became homeless was the time that my mind superseded everything that I knew. All at once, that universe that I had been in, that small bubble that I had been in, popped. One universe superseded over another. And I saw two universes all at one time. I saw their world, I saw my world, I saw the world all around me. I saw everybody else's world that they lived in. And I saw my world how it used to be. Everything meshed. Everything. The outer universe and the inner universe all went together like a ring you put on your finger. Truth superseded everything. And suddenly, it was all real. I suddenly realized it was the real thing. It was the world that I had never paid attention to before. I was too busy in my own little bubble, taking everything for granted, getting up in the morning and getting dressed and eating breakfast and taking a shower and keeping busy and painting and coloring and drawing and writing and reading. A little bit of everything. Going to church, coming home, eating out, enjoying the things of this world, not even taking a moment's notice of what was really going on in front of me. My eyes had been widened, and everything shone around me like never before. I went into McDonald's for a bite to eat. I always bought food in there, occasionally, when I wanted something to eat, a little bit of nutrition. This lady looked at me. She knew who I was. She knew I didn't have a home. She knew I was living out of my van because of the mold situation and the mold crisis that they had said wasn't there, which was all over my cutting board. The mold was real thick. I knew it was real. It had not been my imagination. I was living on the road for 4 months because of it. It's the only way I could get rid of it. But that lady looked at me with her eyes wide open, and her mind seemed overwhelming. She was saying to me with her eyes, I just want to go home. I lost my husband and my home all in 1 week. I didn't have a house to go to, like most people. I didn't have a home. I just want to go home. She didn't want a handout. She didn't want a sheet. She didn't want anything from anybody. She just wanted to go home again. And I understood. For the first time in my life, I understood what going home meant. For the first time in my life, I understood what that home was, that they were talking about, that they were thinking about. It was their home with their husband. Before their husband had passed away, the way things were. Sitting in the living room with my husband in one chair, me in the other, playing our games. That was the home they were thinking of. My husband hugging me each morning, kissing me on the cheek, happy to see me. Sometimes kissing me on the lips, hugging me. That was a home that they were missing. The real home. I had no idea. I had no idea that the heart of a homeless person was the most beautiful heart there was, because they knew what home was, and they knew what home used to be. For the first time, I saw inside what a really, for sure, true to form homeless person was. For the first time, I saw it wasn't no condo. It wasn't no fancy living. It was no fancy places to rest your head or lay in your bed. It was just home. Sitting there with the one you love in your chair, him sitting in his chair, enjoying each other's company, holding hands, playing the computer, sharing meals, sharing everything you have, sharing your shoes. Because the thing was, you fit inside of each other. You fit together, not apart. When I think about it, I think about folding my hands like this to pray. When you fold your hands like this, you cannot take them apart, because the fingers keep your hands together. The fingers are what connect you. Everybody has a connection, no matter who or what they are. They all have a connection. We are all interconnected, one way or the other. And that's what keeps us together. If I try to rip my hands apart like this, it hurts. And that's how it feels when someone you love is ripped from you and ripped from your heart by cancer. I kept wishing there was a cure. I kept wishing that they could have cured him, but they couldn't. I kept wishing I was back at home with him, doing my computer and he was doing his computer, and we were together once again. But he is gone. His cancer had taken him, and so had God. I miss my husband every day because he's not here. And like other widows, I'm homesick for him. And one day he'll be here with me when God wants me in heaven. Maybe not right away, but eventually. First time in my life I realized home is not home. Home is where your loved ones are. That's home. Take care and God bless.